doing more, and in this vicious cycle of being exhausted, feeling resentful and burnt out is not going to change if you don't shift your state of being first. There are moments in our life when our soul becomes restless. There is this sense that something needs to shift. And this isn't because we're doing anything wrong or it's ourselves that are a problem. It's for an important reason. It is the all telling us something, reminding us of what we're here to do. Sometimes we find ourselves thinking or saying out loud, like, I was created for more than this, surely. There's got to be a bigger reason that I'm here than this endless cycle of working and doing and saying, my life is crazy, and feeling like there's no end in sight. If that's been happening to you lately or is happening right now for you, stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to show you something that has changed everything for me. You're going to learn what I am means in the context of spiritual technology, why Neville Goddard called it the mechanism of creation. And you'll learn a framework that will help all of your efforting feel a lot less like efforting and a lot more like doing what you came here to do. This is a practical technology that will help you reauthor your identity, who you see yourself as. Spoiler alert, it's not who you used to be. By the end of this video, you're going to have light bulb moments. You're going to have a simple practice that you can put in your pocket and utilize to step into the life that you came here to live. And hey, if this is already speaking to you, take a moment and subscribe. I'm building a powerful program for purpose-driven women that is centered on relational identity practice. That means reforming our identity with the power of each other as women, and redefining prayer as a living technology to help our desires come to fruition. You'll be notified as soon as it opens if you're subscribed. There's a line in the Bible that most people have heard, but very few have been able to really identify with and embody. When Moses encounters God in the burning bush, he asks the question we all ask when life gets overwhelming. Who are you? What is your name? And God responds, I am that I am. God doesn't say, I was, I will be, I might. God says, I am. It's almost too simple, which is probably why it's so overlooked. I grew up going to church and I certainly didn't get this. In fact, I pushed all of this away as dogma and ridiculous. Now I'm seeing things a little bit differently. I'm seeing things more as they were initially intended to be understood. If I am is the name of God, then every time we say, I am not enough, I am behind, I am overwhelmed, I am bad at relationships, I am unhealthy, I am always struggling. You are taking the name of God and attaching it to a reality you do not want to live inside. I think this is the true meaning of blasphemy. It's not like we're upsetting some dude in the sky that's looking down on us and smiting us. It's so much more visceral than that. It's like we're smiting ourselves. From both the context of some of the earliest spiritual writings and this modern spiritual mechanics lens, that kind of statement is not neutral. When we say I am, we are taking creative authority. Neville Goddard is someone who dedicated his life to translating scripture as a psychological and spiritual technology. His core point that he came back to over and over again was this: consciousness is the one and only reality. And the way that consciousness creates is through identity. It's not through efforting. It's through how we be. Neville Goddard said, your world is not reacting to what you want or what you say you want. Your world, your circumstances, what you see outside of you is reflecting who you are being. Because whatever you attach to, I am, becomes the state that you occupy. And this is the part that turns prayer, as most of us know it as, totally upside down. Prayer as a transformative technology is not coming from a place of begging God to change our circumstances. Prayer is becoming the person who already lives in that reality that we're saying that we want, believing that we have received it and it will be ours, not believing that someday we will. I'm going to share a story with you that really showcases when this really came alive for me. And that was early last year. I was in ceremony, mushroom ceremony. It was on my birthday. And in that space, I found myself in communication with the women in my lineage. Some of you may have experienced something like this before. Maybe some of you haven't, but I really invite you to stick with me here. This was a visceral experience. It became abundantly clear to me that in my lineage of women, not just the women, but the men too, that suffering was an important part of proving ourselves to our family members, proving ourselves to our community, and proving ourselves to God. This belief that suffering makes us noble, makes us worthy of being gifted the fruits of life. This narrative that being exhausted, that things being crazy and chaotic means that we're doing things right. For hours that day in ceremony, I renegotiated these contracts with the women in my lineage. I made a decision that things were changing now for generations ahead of me and for generations before me. I reclaim my identity as an abundant being of God. I declared, I am worthy of all the good that life has to offer me. My God-given desires are primary, and it's not out of selfishness. It's because I'm here to be a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not apologize for shining. It is there to be of service. A lighthouse does not get dimmer so that other people feel more comfortable. It has to do the opposite. It shines really bright so that people can find their way in the dark. I am so incredibly passionate about helping to communicate to other women that we are capable of reauthoring our identity and utilizing this sacred technology that is prayer for the benefit of ourselves and our family. So many successful, capable women are outwardly functioning and inwardly living with this silent identity of, I have to earn a better life. I have to prove my worth through showing that I'm working hard. I shouldn't want too much. Or if I'm abundant, it means that someone else has to suffer or go without, or that I have to suffer to be good. And I'm telling you right now, this is not holiness. This is not devotion and living in the light of our Creator, or however you term this ineffable source of creation, God, source, the all, the universe. This is inherited programming, and it can be changed. I was listening to a Tony Robbins interview on the Diary of a CEO the other day, and he was teaching something brilliant that I already know and I've lived. And part of what I'm here to share with you is that we oftentimes get confused and think that the doing comes first, that we have to have the strategy outlined, we have to have the plan before recognizing how important our state of being is. Meaning, if our state of being, our energy field, is coming from a place of unconsciously living in the same habitual patterns, then we will create or retell a story that fits that state. It'll be really hard for us to get out of telling the same story about our past. That sounds like, I'm behind. This always happens to me. I'm the kind of person who is always struggling or just can't seem to make this change. Once you just have that story and accept it, your strategy will never work. Whatever plan that you make coming from that place will never lift off. You'll take action from a place of desperation, scarcity, trying to prove yourself. But if you shift your state of being first, then from that place, you can be conscientious of the story that you're telling yourself. You can, from a different vantage point, see where that story is coming into play in your life, a story that isn't who you are anymore. Then your strategy, your plan becomes a lot easier. It just becomes natural because it's who you are and what you're here to do. So when I'm talking about prayer as a technology, I see that as a way to shift our energetic field, to actually step into an altered state of being where we can come from a different vantage point of a co-creator of our life. So practically, when we notice an old story playing out, we can catch it. So when we say something like, I'm just not the kind of person that likes to work out, I'm just not an athletic person, that's a story. And you overcome it and change it from a place of rewriting it. You tell a new story, something like, I am the kind of woman who is conscious of my well-being. Every day, I am making better and better choices that are healthier for myself and healthier for my family. Or maybe you're telling a story that sounds like, I'm just the kind of woman who just fails at every relationship that I have. No, that's who you used to be. Try instead. I'm the kind of woman that is improving the relationships I have with others every day. I am learning how to show up better in relationships and bring more life to the people that I love and care about. When we make those efforts to become the kind of woman who naturally chooses the tea over the alcohol, it's not because we're forcing it or coming from a place of this is what I should do. It's because you're being you. You're being the one that you know that you are already. We walk into rooms differently. We speak differently. We are the type of people that initiate conversations differently because we're not coming from a place of being someone else. We're coming from a place of this is who we are. So we can utilize prayer when we find ourselves in a place of struggle to identify differently, to have a different story, we can utilize prayer to shift our energy field and talk with the Creator, to say, God, Creator, Source, show me how to shift my story. Show me how to be empowered to change the way I see myself. Show me. And how this operates is a lot more practical than we might think. It's like when we start looking for a new car and we're really interested in that Land Rover, all of a sudden we start seeing Land Rovers everywhere. It's because we are tuning our energy field to Land Rovers. So it's a very similar thing when we are in a state of empowered prayer, not a place of begging for everything except for ourselves to change and be changed, but instead from a place of, I am powerful, I am a creator, and speaking to the creative force that runs through everything and claiming this ability to see things differently than we are shown. We are given opportunities to change our story and to live a life that is more in alignment with who we came here to be. And again, this isn't selfish. This is coming from a place of service. Embracing our desires is one of the biggest gifts that we can give to our family, to our spouse, to our parents, to our children, is being that lighthouse. Has someone ever tried to give you advice and then you look at their life and they're not living that advice? We wouldn't take weight loss advice from an obese doctor or person. And the same is true energetically for the people that we care about. When we so want the people in our lives to make changes, that can only come from us being that change. The best thing we can do for our spouse, our children, our family is to live from meaning and abundance in real time, not just talk about it or tell them that that's what they should do. It's time to claim our birthright as a divine co-creator. If you've stayed till the end, subscribe to my channel. I am developing a powerful program for purpose-driven women that is centered in these practices of relational identity and redefining prayer as a very practical technology to help us be that person that we came here to be. Comment below and share. It's more powerful when we vocalize, when we say it out loud, when we claim it to others. I am, fill in the blank. Who is it that you are stepping into? What is this identity that you're living your life from now on? I'm with you. So much love to you, and I'll see you in the next video.